Hello and welcome to what is currently the fastest money method in Gran Turismo 7. If you follow this method correctly, you will be able to earn over 2 million credits per hour. Now for this method, you need the V6 Suzuki Escort Pikes Peak. Now for those who don't have this vehicle, it is rumored that it is going to be coming to the legendary dealership on the 6th of April. Now this is the first time the car is coming to the game since July last year, if I'm not mistaken. This and the 32 Ford Roadster have been glitched out, but now it seems like it's fixed. There is still no mention of the 32 Roadster. Sorry CJ. So once you have the vehicle, these are the parts that you need to make sure you own. Now all of these parts you can find in the tuning shop. Now with the Suzuki, a lot of these parts actually come standard, like fully customizable suspension, so I actually haven't added to the list, as well as the braking system because it comes standard with the car. So now since we have all the parts, let's just go over the tune. So what I'm going to do now is start a brand new tuning sheet so you can just follow along with me, and that way you know you aren't going to miss out or make any mistakes. So the first thing we need to do is our tire compound. This needs to be on comfort hard. We are only going to be using one tire compound throughout the entire race. So for both front and rear is going to be comfort hard. Now for suspension, the tuning you make to your suspension does not affect your performance points racing. It's really all about how you want the car to handle. It's really personal preference, as well as your differential and your torque vectoring differential. Both of these have no impact on your overall performance points rating. But if you want to use my settings, suspension for body height is going to be 75 in the front, 95 in the rear. Anti-roll bars is 4 in the front, 5 in the rear. Dampening ratio compression is 40 in both front and rear. The dampening ratio expansion is about 50 front and rear. Natural frequency is 4.00 for both front and rear. Negative camber angle is the same, which is 1.0 for both front and rear. Then toe angle is going to be 0.10 going outward, and then 0.20 for the rear going inward. Your differential gear initial torque is going to be about 10 for front and rear. Acceleration sensitivity is going to be 20 in the front, 40 in the rear. Braking sensitivity is going to be 10 in the front, 20 in the rear. Now, how I like the torque split is 30 in the front and 70 to the rear. Now, downforce. You're going to take the rear downforce and max it out to 700. And the front downforce, you're going to take it all the way over to the left and put it at 200. You're going to leave your ECU at 100, ballast 0, power restrictor 0. You're going to use a fully customizable manual transmission. You are not going to change anything in manual adjustments. You are, however, going to set the transmission to 370. And then the last and final thing is your turbocharger. You're going to apply the high RPM turbocharger, and now when you press triangle to refresh, is going to be 559 performance points. Now I just want to show you, if you set your ECU to 94, it will actually be 549, and if you set to 100, it's 559. If you go to between 94 and 100, it is going to be over 600 points, which I found strange. I mean, it's a glitch, so that's what you can expect. So in order for this to work, you need to copy the settings down exactly, and once again on screen now are the settings you need. Now the event that we are going to be using is the WTC 600 around Tokyo Expressway. With this update, they've actually increased the tire multiplier from 15 to 25. So it is a big increase, but it doesn't actually affect the build or how we use this event. Now once you load it to events, you need to keep your fuel map on fuel map level 1. We need as much power as possible. And another tip is your traction control level. Personally, I always put it on traction control level 3 to just minimize tire wear and actual wheel spin when driving around the circuit, because on the first 3 laps of this event, the circuit is incredibly wet, which causes the car to spin up its wheels. So to just avoid that, put traction control level 3 on. So as you can see, before we even reach the first corner, we are already in first position. with this event you can actually wall ride. Now you do need to be careful however, because you cannot come and collide with the wall too hard, or otherwise you risk losing your clean race bonus. Now there is no indicator to show you, okay, you've lost your clean race bonus, which I think they should actually bring, because there's no points of me colliding with the wall too hard on the first lap and thinking, no, it wasn't too bad, completing the race and seeing I just wasted so much time, whereas I could have restarted and made sure I got my clean race bonus. So that's just something that Gran Turismo could add. Now, as you can see, just wall ride, the circuit is very flowy, so you just let the car come close to the barrier, and once the barrier starts turning, your car will just turn with it, so you don't actually have to brake and worry about braking points. So another perk, if you do want to save on fuel, then you can change over to a manual transmission, short shift, and this will also save you fuel, but honestly it's not really needed. Now this is a one pit stop method, so your one pit stop is actually going to be on the 7th lap, so you are only going to come in to actually just top up on your fuel. You aren't actually going to change your tires, so just ignore that click don't change and just wait till you need to refuel. Now what I like to do is actually wait until it says 75% of fuel in the tank, because I know this will take me enough to complete the event and still have just a little bit remaining in the tank. Now there is also the second option when it comes to this event, where you can run a no stop strategy. For that, you're just gonna set your fuel map over to fuel map level 6 at the beginning of the event and just go and run the entire event. The tires will last you, so that is something you do not have to worry about, so you can do a no stop method. Just haven't tested out myself, so I'm not really sure on what the time will actually be. However, I can tell you how fast I completed this event, which was just under 23 minutes and 50 seconds. Now this wasn't my fastest run, because I have completed the same events with the same setup in under 23 minutes and 40 seconds. Now another tip I want to give you is when it comes to these following corners, you actually want to let off the accelerator and just let the car coast round, because if you try and accelerate through these corners, the car will understeer, and that runs a chance of you colliding with the wall, and you do not want that. So you can just see how I let off, let the car coast through, and then just get back onto the accelerator. Now this also helps save a touch of fuel, so this is just the optimal way I found of using the Suzuki. Another thing you need to watch out for is the tight hairpin before the long straightaway. If you run wide and go over the white line and collide with a cone, that is your clean race bonus. If you cut the inside corner too much, then that is your clean race bonus gone. So my advice to you is to just try and keep the vehicle in the middle of the section to just make sure you receive your clean race bonus. So that basically wraps up everything you need to know about using the Suzuki Escort Pikes Peak around Tokyo Expressway. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe for more Gran Turismo 7 money making methods, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.